Now to Hillary Clinton's health. The Secretary of State is back home this morning after spending 4 days in a hospital suffering from a blood clot between her brain and her skull. ABC's Sharon Alfonsi is here with the very latest on Hillary's recovery. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning. The Secretary's back at home this morning and reportedly on the mend. Aides telling ABC News that she's been working, talking to her staff and to the president. They say she's eager to get back to the office.
The Secretary of State tucked in this van moments after being discharged from the hospital, where she spent 4 days being treated for a blood clot in her head. Overnight, Clinton's security detail seen arriving at her home in Chappaqua, New York. Daughter Chelsea later tweeting, "Grateful my mom discharged from the hospital and is heading home. Even more grateful her medical team confident she'll make a full recovery." The secretary left the hospital briefly earlier in the day, hand in hand with her daughter and her husband, former President Bill Clinton, to have tests at another part of the sprawling hospital campus. A few hours later, she was released.
The long-term prognosis for someone who's had a clot in this vein is very good. Neurosurgeons tell me that 3 to 6 months of anticoagulant is the norm. And then if her scan is clear at that point, she'll be off the drugs and can resume a full and active life.
The health scare has sidelined the secretary since mid-December. This, the first time she's been seen in public in more than 3 weeks. But a spokeswoman says Clinton has been, quote, quite active, even from the hospital, in touch with State Department aides, dealing with foreign policy issues, making calls and reviewing paperwork. Aides say she's eager to get back to the office, but doctors say she may be limited to what she can do.
I expect that they're going to do an evaluation to see, is she one of those people who has a clotting disorder? This is her second one. And I would be very nervous about long flights until I sorted out whether or not she was at risk for this happening again.
And Hillary Clinton famously does not like to sit still. She's the most traveled Secretary of State ever, reportedly just a few thousand miles short of logging 1,000,000 miles as Secretary of State. But she may not hit that 1,000,000-mile mark before the next Secretary of State is sworn in. A spokesman says they will update her schedule in the coming days. Elizabeth?
All right, Sharon, thanks so much. I'm sure her family is happy to have her home. Good news on that front.
You can see that on their face.